1, 2, 3, clap. I didn't hear that third clap. I saw the motion, but I didn't hear it. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy Nice podcast. Over there in Scotland, for the first time in what feels like a month, it feels like so long since we recorded. That is Brogan Hastings. I almost forgot your name, that's how long it's been.
And over there, some guy in Australia, I don't know, maybe his name's Wayne Giovanazzi, I can't remember anymore, it's been so long.
I might not even be in Australia for all you know anymore. Oh wait, no.
You do have a green screen behind you.
Yeah, that's right, but you can still see all my shit. But that just might be part of the green screen effect. You never know. Yeah. And we've got a special guest on the show today, JW Reynolds, aka Scoop Cheeses, which is, I think, my preferred name to say. It sort of joins together the worlds.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the bridge between the podcasts. I don't see anyone else that's as good of a bridge as me. You know, it just makes sense.
Yeah, you lay yourself down across water for us all to easily traverse without getting wet. There we go. I didn't know how that was going to end, but it worked out. It still made sense.
The important thing is that it ended.
Yes, very much so. Anyway, ended. But so where are we going? Where are we going with this? So I think today is going to be very heavily art talk, because that's what you said in your email to us, that you've got film, theater, animation, puppetry, music, lots of different things going on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot what I put in my email. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It's like a CV. Like, here are the things I can talk about. Yeah. Hire me as a guest.
Yeah. We do not pay guests.
Oh, well, it's been nice.
So yeah, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
Oh wait, I do have some puppets.
Oh,
I was thinking I didn't have any puppets with me because they're over in that room, but that's the big puppets. But I have the little puppets.
Okay.
Are they creepy?
Good if they are.
Some of them are.
Go the creepiness. Go the creepy. Brogan looks a little scared.
Do you want non-creepy first?
Yeah.
Show me them all. Show me them all.
Ease us in.
Well,
Ease us in.
them all.
All at the same time.
Yeah, they're finger puppets.
Finky puppets.
Oh, they're cute.
Not to be confused with puppets that are fingers. They're puppets that go on fingers.
Something that small can't be so creepy.
Back in 2006 or 2007, I wrote a musical when I was in college called Jesus Conquers the Zombie Nazis from Outer Space in the Year 3000, the musical.
Of course.
So then I recorded in 2016, I think, or 2017, somewhere around there, I wrote the second half of it, and it became a much grander thing. Because at first it was just a 45-minute one-act show. Yep. Now it's a full hour-and-a-half show. And I've recorded the audio, all the soundtrack for an animated movie, and I've been working on the animations with it, but it's puppet animated. And it just takes forever to make it. But these are just little puppets. There's a little Jesus.
It is. Wait, that's a creepy one. Why are you starting with a creepy one? We said cute.
All right, here's a cute one. This little zombie.
Look at him.
Aww.
Look at him.
He's waving.
He's
he's waving. That's what he's doing.
Hi. He's waving with his hand straight up. Straight up. Hi.
That was a real. I genuinely thought he was waving there. I forgot he was a Nazi.
I honestly, it took me a second because I was going to be like, oh, it looks like he's wearing like a Confederate cap. Oh wait, no, he's a Nazi.
So this is one of the good characters, who
clearly
is in the Year 3000. Yeah.
Yep. Marty McFly.
Exactly. Very inspired by Marty McFly. Mostly because when we did it in college, I outfitted everyone myself, and so I had this Marty McFly orange vest that I gave that actor, and now that's what it is. So spoiler alert, but something happens to him, and then he becomes this puppet.
Oh no!
Aww.
Okay,
he's all zombified.
Okay, it's all right. He's still technically alive-ish. He's not dead. The eye actually... There is an eye hanging out of its socket, and it actually flops around. That's great. Was it a googly eye as well, or was it a static eye?
Oh, yeah, they're all googly eyes.
Good, yeah.
Everything is better with googly eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. That's the cast of that show.
Okay, they're cute.
Are there pilgrims there? Oh no, they're Jews. Sorry, I just realized. Yeah, one of them
that happens
like
in the second act.
Yeah,
they go back in time.
Oh, so it's not just in the year 3000.
No, because so Zarfad, from the year 3000, goes back in time to get Jesus to help a army of Christians fight, or like a small band of Christians. These are like these guys to help fight the zombie Nazis.
Punk
Christians.
Christians.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
To fight the zombie Nazis that were started by Pierre von Jerkface, evil mad scientist who
sounds like an alright
zombies.
Guy. He sounds
He
alright.
has a mustache. Of course he's evil.
It's nominative determinism, isn't it?
It sure is. And then so he helps fight them, but at the end of all of that stuff, Jesus wants to go back in time to stop the Nazis before they even became Nazis. So he goes back before they invaded Poland, and he's going to raise an army of Jews to defeat the Nazis.
Gotcha. So
and things go crazy from there.
So it's not a kill baby Hitler thing, though. It's a just stop the Nazi movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about the intricacies of murdering babies here on Hey Buddy Nice podcast. That's not what we do. But I do appreciate that it was not murdering an innocent baby, sweet little baby.
No. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing. You don't want to go back in time and kill baby Hitler. You want to go back in time and help baby Hitler to be a better person.
Just to be a better painter, to be a better artist.
What you actually want, that's what I was going to say. What you want to do is you want to go back and threaten that art school. If he does not get in, I will start breaking bones.
That's it. We
Trust
go back
me,
in time.
You really want to let this guy in.
We go back. We go back in time. We be like the secret donor funder for Hitler to art school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's send Hitler to art school. Kickstarter. Let's send Hitler to art school.
I'm going to go back in time to fund Hitler. Wait, no, not like that.
No. Yeah. This is just to be clear, we're using time travel for art purposes, and I don't want to say art crimes because even though we talk about art crimes and Hitler,
this is art to prevent crime.
Yeah. Because
exactly,
the Nazis, there were art crimes, but a different type of art crime. It was the stolen
anti-crime.
Through our own art crimes, we shall stop art crimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. So you said you wrote this musical in college. Was that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How? Because I have an idea of how long it takes me to work on my sort of art. I have an idea of how long it takes Brogan to work on their art. How long does it take to write a full-on musical? Just the single act version.
You're gonna hate this, but the single act version, I wrote it in about 2 nights.
Oh crap! Music and all.
Yeah. Well, most of the lyrics, I had the music in my head, and then I had to plunk it out on a piano and get it.
Okay.
But to me, I had the title for the longest time. And then once I started writing it, the characters just became alive in my head. And it's oh yeah, this is what they would do next. And this is what they would do next. And everything was just following that logical conclusion. Yep. And that's the same thing that happened with the second act. It was well, if this happens, then of course this is going to happen. Well, then that person would do this. And so there's... Yeah, the second act gets very crazy, and some stuff happens in it that I think I've lost some friends over when they read the script. But other people wanted to be in it, so it can't be that bad. But it was but that's what the character would do the next day. And,
So is there any blaspheme? Is there blasphemy going on, or is it all?
I think there's plenty that you could call blasphemy in there.
Okay, good.
But in my mind, it's this is the character of Jesus, it's not it's meant to be a historical piece, but it's just following that archetype of a character. Because I wanted to start with what is a hero character that people can see as pure good, and then a villain that people can see as pure evil.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
no one can root for the zombie Nazis out there, and everyone can get behind, be like, Jesus, cool.
Don't be surprised if somebody out there does root for the
Exactly.
Nazis.
This was the first part I wrote before 2016. This was before back when I was first thinking of this. I thought Nazis were just in the past. I was not aware.
Tiki torches for the back porch. That was it. Yeah. But I mean, so you couldn't just use zombies because people like zombies.
Too easy. Well, zombies, it's that thing. I always have that problem. There was a part in The Walking Dead where like they were keeping them in the barn because there's that hope of like, well, what if we do find a cure? And if we do find a cure, you're gonna feel real terrible about all the people you killed. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but if they're Nazis,
then it's fine. Yeah. Then they don't have to be cured. I mean, maybe cure them of Nazism. But that's a harder
would be
thing.
Another thing too.
Yeah.
But then you've still got regular zombies.
Right.
Yeah. But then there's a cure for zombieism as well, eventually. Yeah. I don't know.
But then they find Scientology and then it just...
oh, no. Yeah. It's one and the same, isn't it? But
same shit, different cult.
Yeah. So, look, I don't know if this is addressed in the musical. I have not seen it. I've not read the script. But I am seeing a big potential plot hole. Is this so Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. Is this before he is being crucified?
Yes.
Okay, no plot hole, because if he had been crucified and risen, then he is also a zombie and is destroying the other zombies, and that just wouldn't play.
No, yeah. This is before that.
Then would he not like be immune? Does that not prove that he's immune to whatever makes the zombies?
Oh yes. I'm gonna say it's zombie juice.
Well, in this version, the zombies are made by a mad scientist. It's kind of inspired by Plan 9 from Outer Space, which was originally called Grave Robbers from Outer Space, where the aliens raise up the dead to create an army. That's one of my favorite movies.
I've seen that movie, but I have only seen the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Ed Wood? It's
no.
directed by Tim Burton. It is the biopic of the director of Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, really?
That's that guy? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ed Wood, he is... the day after he died, he was named the worst director of all time. But I love him because he has so much passion. He has all the passion of being a filmmaker with none of the talent.
Yeah.
But he does it, and it's just his movie. I have a box set of his movies.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a box set of his movies. They're all garbage, and they're wonderful garbage, though, because, like, you can see the passion in them.
Yeah. Because you get bad movies and bad art, which is just bad. But if there's, like, love behind it, it's usually hard to hate. So, yeah. I mean, that's probably why... I mean, there's some
like
form
Battlefield
of...
Earth.
Oh, God.
I actually did love that movie when it first came.
I watched it and I had no... Like, as a kid, teenager, whatever, it was just a movie.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. It was like a book. I think it was... I can't remember what it was.
It was totally not the worst thing to happen in 2001.
No, of course not.
At least
but
not.
It was very much like a book by an author named Douglas Hill. And I can't remember what that book was about. But I'm thinking, knowing what I know now, was Douglas Hill a Scientologist? Did he steal this stuff from Scientology? What's the deal here?
I mean, he didn't even have to steal it from Scientologists. He could have just fucking stolen it from fellow science fiction writer.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck his name was. Ron L. Hubbard.
I was going to say Robert Heinlein, but I knew that was wrong.
I actually went to high school with L. Ron Hubbard's granddaughter.
Jesus Christ. Was she a Scientologist?
No.
Or was she like,
in fact,
fuck my family?
Their whole family changed their last name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it to... If my name was Hubbard, maybe just add to it, like Mother Hubbard? No. Oh, yeah, because it sounds
like a swear.
It's like, surprise, Mother Hubbard.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I could say it because it's on Wikipedia on there, but they changed their name to DeWolf.
That's a much better name.
It's a really cool name.
I wonder how that came about. It's like, what should we change our name to? I don't know.
They were watching CSI. Dick Wolf. Wolf, we can't just steal his name.
It's like, what's your favorite animal? I don't know. DeWolf? I like DeWolf. Yeah.
I like the fact that you just gave them an accent. I don't know, the wolf.
Yeah.
Was I speaking with an accent? I didn't know this.
Only for the wolf.
What shall our surname be? Zombie Nazis.
Probably don't go with Nazi in your name.
I can't. Nazi.
That moment I forget who I'm talking to.
It's Australianized, gosh dog it.
Nazi.
Yeah.
It's Frankenstein.
Yeah, exactly. It's Giovinazzi's monster. So, any other? So, okay. So you've written musical theatre.
Yes.
I'm assuming some level of performance there, or are you just strictly behind the scenes?
I did a lot in high school. I was in all the musicals each year of high school. But I started acting. My first professional acting job was at the age of 7.
Okay.
Yeah. And been doing that ever since. I don't know if you've seen the new documentary that's out on HBO, the Quiet on the Set. It's a documentary about Nickelodeon kids. So yeah, I went. That's the scene I grew up in. Thankfully, I never got cast as a lead in one of those shows. Although I was in the audience for all that once. But I went to acting school with Amanda Bynes and Drake Bell.
Oh, wow.
I know one of those names. Bynes.
Drake Bell was Drake and Josh.
Yeah, no. So that's
he gets interviewed heavily on the documentary. There's some stuff that comes out on that.
He
and
just disappeared after that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Joint Scientology.
And so that was a weird. It was weird to watch like people that I grew up with and hearing those stories because it was rough. But thankfully, that stuff didn't happen to me. I had some good times.
Yay! Huzzah!
Mostly did small things. Yeah. Got to be in a movie with Bruce Willis.
Cool!
Got to hang out with him on set. I was in an episode of ER with George Clooney.
Were you a patient? Were you a patient? Did you just get to lay in a bed?
It was a Halloween episode, and I was a mummy with a broken arm.
The weird thing about this, I have seen.
No, I was in the
episode.
background.
I've seen every episode of ER, which means I've seen you on TV.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, technically, then
They filmed this big long scene, but they like cut out that scene in that room, and so he's just like walks through real quick.
Okay. Yep.
But I was the stand-in for the photo double for Shia LaBeouf in X-Files.
Yes,
the Goldberg variation.
I'm very familiar with that episode.
So every time you see the back of his head, that's me.
Oh, really? I've seen the back of your head more times than I've seen your face.
Wow,
that is honest. That is the God honest truth.
How many times have you seen the Goldberg variation?
At least 4 times.
Weekly?
Yeah, because that's the one where the guy has got like extreme luck. I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Shia LaBeouf's the kid with jaundice.
Yeah.
And technically also the back of your head had jaundice.
Painted up and stuff.
I remember that.
Yeah, the back of my head, they had to dye my hair because at the time I was blonde. And so they had to dye it brown. I was also in, for the first 3 seasons of Malcolm in the Middle, I was a background kid. They just wanted to keep the same students all the time.
That makes sense.
That was also fun because my mom went to high school with Bryan Cranston's wife.
Oh.
So they were able to bond on set and talk.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, and that's how I got the job.
Oh, Nepo babies.
Not nepotism. You can lead a Nepo baby to water, you can't make it swim.
you can't make it sing and dance.
And then the other cool one that I did was Unsolved Mysteries. There's an episode of Unsolved Mysteries that I'm on in the recreation. It's this one with like a crying crying picture of Jesus or something, and there's a girl in a coma, and I play the brother of the girl in the coma in the recreations.
Now, cool. For a second, I thought that we were going to have to make a phone call to Unsolved Mysteries and say, we have found JW Reynolds. no longer missing. I'm sure there are multiple episodes of Unsolved Mysteries with like crying Jesus. No, I think it was actually a crying Mary statue, the one that I remember.
It was a painting, and I just remember when they made it on set. You have the like tubes of oil.
Yes,
in the back,
yeah,
it's just like seeing the behind the scenes of that.
If they do, I think Unsolved Mysteries, has it come back? I think
it came back. They did at least did like a retrospective, I think, where they looked back at some of them. I know when I was watching it on Hulu a bit ago, they had like an update thing at the end. I don't watch a lot of true crime. I pretty much the only true crime I really take in is like Murder Party podcast.
Oh, but... yeah. No, that's probably one of the better ones, I think. Yeah,
it is. It's a solid one. Yeah.
So if they do bring back Unsolved Mysteries, they could hire you again, but this time you could be in the recreation as Jesus.
Yeah, I can just be crying.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. They don't even have to load like oil things behind your eyes. No. Yeah.
No, I could totally do it.
Yeah.
Just give me a couple minutes.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Just watch Quiet on Set for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Too soon.
What was the? Did you say? I forget already. The Bruce Willis thing.
It was called The Story of Us. I haven't seen that movie. I also haven't seen Swordfish, and I was in Swordfish, but I was just
I've seen Swordfish at least twice.
I was in a crowd at some point.
Okay. Were you part of the crowd that got like ripped to shred? Oh, you haven't seen the movie. Spoilers.
I haven't seen the movie.
Spoilers. Were you in the crowd
exiting a school or something?
Oh, wait, hang on. I was going to say spoilers, but you haven't seen the movie, but you were in the movie. You kind of know what scenes you're in. So you may have been in the crowd. Oh, okay, then you definitely weren't in the crowd where the bomb went off and people got shredded by ball bearings.
It could have been if they just filmed that part after I was there. Okay. I was just leaving a place. I don't know.
So you weren't told to run and scream. Or scream in pain.
I don't remember that. I just remember they had barbecue in the craft services for the thing.
Is craft services really as good as they say?
It varies by set, but yes. One of the staples that is on every craft service table that has to be is the big tub of red vines. I don't know if... Yeah. It's just like the standard that's always on those sets. But yeah, they've got just all this food that you can just go there and be like, food.
I've eaten red vines and I don't see the appeal.
It's just it's a nostalgia thing for me just because I grew up with them on those sets.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the sodas you want, all the whatevers, and if you're on location, that's when they get like the good catering stuff a lot of times. So technically the Swordfish one was on location, so that one had the nice barbecue catering on that. Back when I was eating meat, yeah, I am a vegan.
Yes. So Swordfish was John Travolta and Aussie Hugh Jackman. Yeah, that's it.
I know. Yeah, I knew John Travolta and Halle Berry. I think was in it as well.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought I had something else.
I think Swordfish was better than... I think Battlefield Earth was better than Swordfish.
I mean, as far as I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, you can confirm.
In the list of films that you've seen, you agree.
Yep. I forgot that you've not seen them. So it was a pointless statement that I made. It was just
watch movies that I'm in, you know.
Yeah.
That's the Penn Jillette philosophy. Never watch shit that you're in.
I mean, I am the complete opposite of the Penn Jillette philosophy. I mean, it's the only fucking reason why I do anything. What about any other... Have you written or are you writing any other theatre?
I'm mostly writing music now. Yeah. And game show questions for the trivia show Outsmart Charles, which I sent in some questions a while back from that, and I'll be bugging you in a bit once we get ready to relaunch that, because my goal is to have all these different podcast hosts, especially from the Scoop community, on there.
Okay, so what is Outsmart Charles? Explain it.
It is a trivia game show that So my friend Charles, he is the smartest person I know. He's the smartest person in any room he walks into. And I was wanting to create a game show, and a trivia game show specifically. And so I sent a message to him asking if he wanted to help me write questions for it. And about 10 seconds later, I thought, wait, no, he's a character. So I said, you need to host the show.
Yep.
And so the premise of the show is we have 3 contestants on. I'm the co-host of it, but he hosts it. And the 3 contestants compete against each other in questions that he writes.
Okay.
So they're all his kind of area of thinking. And whoever gets the best in those faces off against him in the final round, and I write those questions.
Oh, okay.
And similar to what they were talking about with Go Fact Yourself, we have the contestants pick categories that they want to have in there. I pick a couple of those, and then he has some categories. But in this one, we play 4 final round categories, maybe 3 or 4, and you can actually steal his categories and force him to then play one of your categories. And then if they get the question wrong, you can steal the questions.
Okay. But you're taking a risk by taking one of his category questions.
Yeah, it's you're at least getting a shot at his questions first. It kind of depends on how much you think he doesn't know your categories. Okay. There was one where someone was doing Magic the Gathering as their category, and I thought, no, this will be he won't know anything about this. And then without knowing, because he doesn't know until we reveal them at the end.
Okay.
He starts talking to them about Magic the Gathering earlier in the episode because he had like a painting behind him, and it turns out he used to play Magic the Gathering. I didn't know that.
So that's good. I was going to ask if he had any prior knowledge of the categories. No shenanigans. But that's good.
Absolutely not.
Get me on there. Get nanny as a category. I will kick his fucking ass.
But you say that...
I was trying to look up if I worked with Danny Davis at any point.
I can't say things like that.
It's just how many degrees of separation I am.
Hey, Danny, it's your old buddy JW Reynolds.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, that guy's Danny Davis.
Oh my
Cousin
god.
Danny.
Oh my god.
Brogan, you say that I think we've had this discussion before, that like the nanny is your specialty subject, but you're familiar with the game Seen It, where it will show you like a scene from something, and then the question will be like, who is the best boy on this production or whatever, stupid things like that. So I think that those questions would trip you up.
I try not to do those kind of questions on there. I want to at least have it be interesting. I don't know. Sometimes though, there are some people who like, I'll write a category maybe and they'll be like, all those were too easy. I'm like, all right, step aside. I'll give you some challenging stuff. It all depends on like where I think they're at on that.
Of course. Yeah. See, if I had to give a specialty subject, I feel like all the questions would have to be on that very easy level. Otherwise, because I don't really have specialty subjects at all. I don't think I do.
I don't know. Fifth the Magic
Mario?
Dragon?
Fifth the Magic Dragon?
You know what? Mario might be more likely, I guess. But then it's like, what year did Super Mario Brothers 3 come out? I'm like, well, I don't know. Because actually, you know what? The exact release date is kind of in contention because no one knows. No one can... so maybe I do know a little bit. All right. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. That's the kind of answers you want to give. It's like when somebody says, what's the first Pokemon? And anybody who knows anything about Pokemon has like a panic attack because they're like, in what context?
I could not even tell you who Pokemon 001... Bulbasaur. No, not Bulbasaur.
001 is Bulbasaur.
Oh, good.
The first Pokemon ever drawn was Rhydon.
Oh.
The first Pokemon in the universe is Arceus. Or something like... I can't remember. But there's like 4... I remember seeing a picture of this, and it's like there's 4 different first Pokemon.
There's actually 5, because there's also the Pokemon owned by the President of the United States of America. He's the first Pokemon.
There you go. There you go. Does Joe Biden play Pokemon Go? And if so, what is his buddy? Because that is the first Pokemon.
My absolute favorite Pokemon is Missing No.
Missing No, yes. Yeah.
He's my favorite. My game is so glitched.
Look at my boy.
Oh,
Look at him.
Little reindeer boy.
See, I think I don't have a favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, that's all past my time.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. There's only 151 Pokemon. Please, thank you.
152. Come on.
Who's 150? Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yep.
He was in the original game.
Exactly, it counts. He is Missing No is Pokemon number 0. So that's why there's 151. It still counts. I don't have like a favorite species of Pokemon, I don't think. I mean, I got a lot of Pikachu stuff. Charmander's kind of cool, and Charizard and all that. I just don't like Charmeleon. He's a bit of a dick. But I think specifically...
He's going through a phase.
Yeah. Specifically Meowth, but Team Rocket Meowth, I think.
I mean, yeah. No, that is your spirit animal Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like
You are Meowth. I think every time I listen to the podcast, I just picture Meowth when you're talking.
Because I always say, wow, I've got a lot of people to disappoint. That's my favorite Meowth quote. Where was I going? Oh yeah, it's like people. It's like, oh, I know lots of women, but I don't like all of them, I guess, because women are a completely different species, just like species of Pokemon. It's like I like particular people, like I like particular Pokemon. That's what it is. That's all I'm trying to say.
We're listening to Wayne dig
up.
himself into a hole. And I'm just sitting here like, are you literally talking to your non-binary co-host about gender binary and how there's... people are separated by their gender because Jesus Christ.
My other option was to go with race, and I wasn't going to do that. What else is there?
Personality.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of assholes. I am one. But I'm not friends with them all. There we go. Thank you, Brogan.
There you go.
That deserves a round of applause. Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the film. We've talked about the theater. We've talked about we haven't talked about anime. We've talked about puppetry, animation. Let's go with animation.
All right. So started out with Flash Animator back when it was Macromedia.
Macromedia,
Flash.
very very familiar.
Yeah, I made all of these just dumb animations all the time, and I loved it. Did some stop motion just for fun, but. Right after college, my brother-in-law hired me for some professional animation work where I got to animate someone else's artwork. Dave Barden, you can find on Instagram and stuff. He now does he's done some stuff for Stan Lee. I think he did some stuff for Marvel, and just does some really cool animation things or cool cartooning. Yeah. And so I got to animate his drawings on that, and it was for a training videos for a shoe store, sports shoe store called Fleet Feet. So yeah, it was interesting, just like doing all these different styles in it.
Yeah,
but you get the information across. But it was super fun to just like animate. I did that in Adobe After Effects. Because we were doing some 2.5D kind of stuff, and it was a lot of. It was fun.
Yeah. Do you still do any animation or, just like drawing or anything like that for fun?
Here and there. It's usually like if I'm doing making a music video or something. I did a music video in either 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. It was a Christmas song that I put out called SAD, S-A-D, for seasonal affective disorder.
Yep.
And I did a claymation style, Rankin Bass style Christmas video, but I made the clay figures, then took a bunch of photos of them with all the pieces, and then I put that into Adobe Character Animator and used their motion control webcam stuff to assist in animating it. And it took me 5 days to make that video. Wow. Which, if I were doing that with actual stop motion, is just insane. That would not have happened.
Yeah, no.
So that was kind of the thing that got me inspired to do similar things with my puppets for the movie.
Every time I think of stop motion, I just think of that one scene in Parks and Rec where Ben is like, could a depressed person do this? You're like,
That's it.
I have no idea what
okay,
you're
for
talking about.
context, Ben, one of the characters, has lost his job, so he's trying to find like a hobby to. So he's got a little claymation man. Okay, go. What?
Is Ben Schwartz?
No.
Nope.
God, that's confusing.
Adam. What's Adam's second name? Adam Park.
No,
something like that.
No,
it's not Adam Driver, but it's Adam something. But he's in there. He's lost his job and he's doing a little claymation thing, and he's been at it for like 2 months, and then he's like, "Let me show you the video." Plays it, and it's like 2 seconds of a guy getting up. And just because it's a mock documentary thing, it's just him at the camera holding up the claymation guy. Like, do you think a depressed person could do this?
Okay, that makes sense now. Words about depression and art. I mean, I'm going to say yes. A depressed person probably could do that.
Only a depressed person could do that.
Only a depressed person could do that. Yeah.
So I started my animation in Macromedia Flash in college as well. Actually, that's not true. I started my animation in Microsoft PowerPoint. Because you could bring up this first slide, hold the down arrow, and it would scroll really fast, like a flip book, through all the different slides. I wish I still had some of this shit. It was like stupid stuff, like looping animations as well. Like someone like the basketball, throwing a basketball, bounces, decapitates them, and then the ball becomes their head, and then it starts again. Stuff like that. But I've just completed a project on Procreate Dreams, and it bothers me a lot because what I know and how to animate using software doesn't apply to this software. Like, just thinking of, it's now called Adobe Animate, right? Flash, that's what Flash is called now.
I don't know.
And
I felt that they abandoned that, but yeah.
It still exists, but
it's on there.
A lot of the art is done by your keyframing and it tweening automatically, or telling it to do that. That is one way of doing it anyway. That's how most of my animation was done in Flash. That doesn't exist in Procreate Dreams in the same manner. Like, it still has tweening per se with keyframes, but it can't be like, I can't draw one thing on a frame and draw something on another frame. It's more like it's using assets and it animates an asset. It will not make up animation.
It just move?
Yes, it just moves assets around. Yeah. As opposed to
it's not doing that morph thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not doing tweening. But they're
every
still
time I would
calling
do
it
those tweenings things, I would. It would, and then it just like jumbles it around. And it's this weird mess. You're like, no, how can you not just move? I'm just moving the arm. Just move the arm.
I can't remember now, but if you do one step wrong or you don't change it to a whatever it's called, I forget, like a library item, that's when it messes up. So I didn't know this part, but music. You do music.
I do music.
When I say do and when you say do, to what degree? Explain to everyone what doing music means.
What doing music means is just, making mouth sounds.
Okay, yep.
Like,
gotcha.
much that.
Yep. I can't do that.
But in addition to that...
wait, I can.
Yeah. I play in a couple different bands, and I also have some solo music as well. I just recently, this last week, as of the recording, put out a solo album under the name JW Reynolds. It's available on all the streaming services. It's got 15 acoustic songs, just me and my 12-string guitar. A lot of them they're all songs that I've put out before with my band, but they were in like a larger form thing. And then I wanted to have newer updated recordings of them, and I've been doing some solo shows, but they also have a different sound to them as well, so it's like acoustic versions of it. So it's called
Unplugged. It's JW Reynolds Unplugged.
It's called Folk U, because it's like an education in folk music, like folk university. All right, that's it.
Gotcha. Definitely what it means.
So is it just acoustic music, or are you singing on there, or what's going on?
It's me singing with acoustic guitar, and some of them are a bit comedic, some of them are more serious and dealing with depression and all of that good stuff, and some are just random lyrics But I think they're fun. I've been playing a couple different. There's a local songwriter showcase in Vegas that I've been playing a couple times recently.
Yep.
But I'm trying to get out there and do some more shows and expand it as a big thing. But now I've refocused my life in the last year or two, starting this year, where music is my full-time job.
Okay.
So like in the morning, I've got 2 different band rehearsals to do.
Yeah.
One is a circus theme band.
In the morning. It is morning for you right now.
It's night still. I haven't gone to bed yet.
Okay.
I just got back from a concert. I went and saw Primus, Pucifer, and A Perfect Circle.
I just saw that Primus were in town.
Circle.
Yeah.
The Sasanta tour, Santa, for Maynard's 60th birthday.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and they had a surprise guest appearance of Tool. So.
Yes. Yeah.
I never know how I feel about Tool, because I always feel like
Tool.
they're... Well, I feel like... I don't know if it was on Guitar Hero or something that they had just this super long song that just did not fucking end, and it had like a psychedelic background, and I was like, I fucking hate this.
Okay, so you know exactly how you feel about Tool then.
Exactly.
Okay, so there we go.
Tool. Yeah,
and that's pretty much what their show is. There were some people. The first time I saw it was in October of last year at the Power Trip Festival, which just had 6 awesome metal bands in it, and so but it was only 2 each day, and so that day was Metallica and Tool. And there were some people that were like 1 or 2 people that I saw walking out being like, this sucks as Tool's playing, because every other band is like this heavy metal stuff on there, or classic metal. And Tool is a psychedelic band. Like they belong on that set because they're talented musicians and they make really cool art in that way. But they're still like, they don't have the same general vibe. So if you're not like into that, but on the flip side of that, there were tons of people who watching them became instant fans. Yeah, because their shows are a spectacle and their musicianship is insane. They're such great players. Their drummer, especially Danny Carey, is just impossible drumming on that. But it's not like stuff you can like rock out to a beat to really easily, because he's doing like these complex time signatures and things, as very nerdy math rock kind of things. Yeah,
I think if I just listened to the music, I'd probably be okay. I think it was the fact that you had to play through, but you're trying to play it and you're like, where the fuck are the lyrics? Just let me go play Even Flow. That's fine. I just want to play Pearl Jam.
So do you, obviously a fan of Tool, then are there other bands? I mean, when I say influences, I don't mean in terms like with music, you've got influence of sound. When you've got art, you've got influence of style. Not necessarily like that, but just, I guess, because for me, I guess I've got more inspiration than influence in what I do. Have you got anything like that?
My 2 biggest influences musically are, as far as like being a performer and putting out stuff, are Weird Al Yankovic and They Might Be Giants. Those are the 2
very
big
good ones.
Yep. And They Might Be Giants is really like a huge inspiration for the kind of output in music. They just are so prolific. They make so much stuff. And I had a friend telling me that I put out too much music rather than just like crafting the songs until they're perfect and then putting out a handful of them. I'm used to They Might Be Giants, where they're just like releasing music all the time, and their albums have so many tracks on them. So that's why like I had 15 on this one, and I felt bad because my last one had 24. So it's like, man, it's only 15 tracks. It's not that much.
What's the track length though? What is the album length still the same?
The album length's 45 minutes. They're all about 3 minutes long.
Yeah, that's pretty typical. Yeah,
it's pretty standard. I just I like just putting stuff out. I did 1 year. In 2011, I wrote I tried to write a new song every day because I had heard that Jonathan Colton had done that.
Yes.
Because he did a song a week, and I misheard that or misremembered it as a song a day. So I only got to like 66 days.
Jesus.
So yeah, I ended up writing more songs in a year than he did, but but yeah, after that much, life gets busy and things get in the way, and you miss a couple days, and then
you get a little thing called burnout.
Yeah,
it's mostly just getting busy, and then like when you lose that train, that momentum, then it gets tough. But I want to try to do that again. Jobeth was reaching out to me about a fringe festival that he was wanting me to join in on. So, but I had an idea for an act in there, but it requires me writing like 50 different songs. So we'll see.
Well, that's easy apparently. It's not tough. Yeah.
If I can get knock 10 of them out real quick, then I'll submit that act.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I've got another thing,
So speaking of acts, now I know that you used to be Las Vegas based, but you're not anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm kind of split at the moment, but I'm mostly back in Southern California now.
Okay.
And that's where I grew up.
Yep.
But I still love Vegas and still keep that as it's my chosen town.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because you have just performed in Vegas at Stacey Stardust's Secret Circus.
Yes. That was, I went to see Matt and the Judgmentalist. I saw them perform there.
Yep.
Which was a real cool show. Big Sexy was there. Justin Robert Young was there.
Yeah.
Jacob came out to it. There were a whole bunch of people there that were people I knew and got to see them. So it was cool. And Stacey was saying that the show is for performers who are trying out acts for the first time.
Okay.
So there are established performers already, but they want to try something new, and it's experimental, and it's a good welcoming environment for that. And so then I was thinking I've got this one act that I kind of did a performance of once, but didn't really do it in the full way. And also they've got this nice big video wall in the back. And I was I've got ideas for this. Especially having just seen Tool, and they do all of their great video with their stuff. So I talked to her about it and then submitted my act, which is titled under the name Yatimaito Fawai, but I also call it Blue Cat, at least in this phase of it. I've used that name Yatimaito Fawai forever as my alter ego, my gamer tag, all of that stuff.
I like Blue Cat. I like Blue Cat.
Yeah, Blue Cat's that's the name of this album, this show. Essentially, I have a blue cat head on. Yeah, that's where it comes with it. I actually got that from. I had made up the name Yarimato Foi, but I was throwing it into Google Translate and in different combinations and seeing what can it come up with. Yeah, and in Swahili, one of the translations was blue cat.
There you go.
I was I got that. I can make that.
How did it get to that? That's and
it just completely worked because that album is it's rearrangements of different cover songs that tell a autobiographical story of my mental health journey. But importantly, I wrote it before I got the better help that I now have. I'm medicated. Yep. I got a good therapist. Yep. So it has a sad ending to it,
oh, no.
rather than the positive ending that's now there.
Look, not all art is happy. So
exactly,
and it doesn't necessarily come from a happy place. But in having, you say, it doesn't have the happy ending. Are you still happy with it?
Oh, I love it, and I think it's still very powerful and emotional for me. I've come up with a longer act that I mixed in, so alternated it with another album I had done of instrumental electronic music, and they kind of fit in the same vibe. So there's a cover song, and then it goes to some instrumental stuff that's original, and then back to the cover songs. But I love that idea of taking songs that are already out there and then changing the way you sing them, changing the way you play them to change the meaning of the song, and also contextualizing them by putting them together, and you can form this narrative with them that wasn't there before. And so there is a story in it. And I actually started filming a movie of it, because I was filming these videos to go behind me. And as I was getting ready to film them with a friend of mine, I thought, wait, I think this is a movie. I don't think this is a stage show. So it was fun performing. I performed 2 songs with that one.
Yeah.
It was a cover of Criminal by Fiona Apple. And the other one was a mashup of... It's called Girl on Fire, Water Burn. It's Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys and Fire, Water Burn by Bloodhound Gang.
Oh, nice. I see. I couldn't work out what that one was. Yeah. I'm familiar.
Essentially, it's Fire, Water Burn. I just used the chorus from Fire, Water Burn. Yeah. And the music from that, but kind of mix in with the music of Girl on Fire, and then the lyrics or the verses from Girl on Fire. So I had a friend who's a burlesque performer doing the dance behind me. So for Criminal, she's doing this pole dance striptease thing, but in my costume as the Blue Cat character. So I'm performing on stage, and it's like my character is doing that striptease. And then in the second one, she was wearing a costume that she originally had part of it as a Vulpix costume. She did a Vulpix burlesque act. But she's playing another character that I kind of created in the story, and because it's Girl on Fire, at some point this little that's right, she has I made it so that flames are on her costume. Yeah, and put it in post. Yeah, and as she takes off pieces of clothing, because their clothes are made of fire, she tosses it, and then that part of the theater starts to catch on fire, and the next part starts to catch on fire. So the background just looks like she's in front of the backstage area, and then just the whole thing burns at the end.
That's awesome.
That's just fun doing fire effects and stuff.
Yeah.
So with your music, you mentioned how much you're putting into the music, etc. Are you multi-instrumental? That's a word. Yeah, I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I mostly do guitar and piano, or any keys. So anything with strings and keys. So I can do bass, and I have a mandolin. I have a sitar, but it's such a pain to tune. Yeah. Ukuleles, accordion, harmonium, melodica, slide whistle. Okay, so there are a few wind instruments in there then. Yeah, but they're like, I mean, the melodicas, a wind, but still keyboards. Keys, and accordion is a wind, but it's with the bellows, and slide whistle. But I'm not great with the woodwinds and brass. Just haven't had a lot of practice with those. Oh, well, there you go. Do you, how hard is it to, do you think, knowing how to play an instrument, picking up a new instrument, does it help knowing any other knowledge from other instruments? Absolutely. Yeah. I think, going from, if you know one instrument, then definitely makes the next instrument easier. And I think piano's one that if you know something, you can get to that one, or if you know piano, you can get to guitar. But just that idea of, as you're moving up the instrument, the idea of like going from low to high notes, when you have that in your mind, it's kind of all the same things, because what you're doing is changing the vibration of the sound from that low vibration to the more faster vibration or the shorter tone. So like on a guitar, you're actually making the string shorter to get that higher pitch sound, and then as you make the string longer, it's lower. And on the piano, you've got the long thick strings going down to the high thin short strings, but you just don't see it, but you're still hitting it with that. And then like trombone, you're making the trombone larger or making it smaller. It just kind of like transfers to each one, and once you got the basic music theory, you know the rhythm and all of that. And what about production wise? You do cutting it all together, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like all digitally on PC. Is that something you do a lot of? And if so, do you enjoy that as much or more or less than creating music physically?
I love it. I love doing it digitally. I've used GarageBand for a long time, and then I just recently upgraded to Logic, which is the professional version of GarageBand. And getting that one, it's so great. The features on it are just amazing to be like, oh, I can do this now. Oh, I can do that. I can create the sheet music. It's so like you can customize all of that. I was using Finale for sheet music beforehand, but I'm like, I don't really even need it anymore now. It's just there's so much I can do on Garage, which is great for playing with a band because I can write the stuff and then give them the sheet music because I just create it as long as I make it as a MIDI instrument on there. Which also I just got a really cool like MIDI pickup for my guitar, so that I can use that as synth at the same time as playing guitar parts. So I'm still working on like fine tuning all of that, but I like doing weird, crazy sounds on stuff. But I love putting together songs. Just the other day, we were recording a new song that the lead singer of the circus band I'm in had this idea that he'd been wanting to do for a while, and he just had like the basic structure that he'd played on bass, and then he had the lyrics. And so we recorded that, and then I cleaned it up the bass and made a MIDI version of it. And then I was like, okay, so then add some drums. And so he got to sit with me and see my whole process of like, let's throw this on there, let's throw that on there. And I just love building up the song. And then by the end of it, you've got this, up to like an orchestra with full choir singing behind it. And you just do it by like, okay, grab this instrument, grab that instrument, let's try that out, let's see this, and throw that in there. Yeah.
So, I mean, clearly you've been into art most of your life. I mean, like you said, you were 7 years old in your first acting gig. When did you pick up music?
2 years old.
Wow. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And do you remember specifically at 2 years old, like your first interaction with music in terms of playing or something?
And I'll tell
like
the story here because I just was on 2 other podcasts and told the same story, but one of them's not even Scoop Universe related, so
That's okay. We'll make sure this one comes out first.
Yes, actually, I think it will. So when I was 2 years old, I came home from the circus, and my grandma's organ was there, and I started playing Entry of the Gladiators, the circus theme song. So I started playing that on the keyboard, and that's at least my memory of it. That's how it goes in my mind. It's a story that gets told and told again. And so from that, my parents knew, like, okay, you can play music by ear. He's got this down. And it was a couple of years after that they got me piano lessons. And so I started taking the piano lessons. This part I haven't told any other stories. Started taking the piano lessons.
Exclusive.
And after a couple of years of taking piano lessons, my piano teacher was like, all right, hold on a second. Start from here. Rather than the beginning of the song, start from this point. And he points to it. And I couldn't do it because I was listening to the cassette tapes that came with the lessons of the music books. And I would learn it and then just play it by ear rather than read in the music. And I never learned to read the music. Until now, Duolingo just came out with music on iOS.
Really?
Yeah. So I've actually been learning how to sight read music now from that.
Yeah. So, I was just thinking as well, like my own thinking back to when I used to play, because I used to play brass instruments like baritone, euphonium, and tuba.
Ooh.
And I remember thinking I could read the sheet music, but I couldn't translate that from the brass instruments to the guitar because I couldn't read it in the same way, in the sense that I knew that to play an F, like I could, if I seen it on the sheet, I would know it was an F, but I wouldn't know it as an F. I would know it as, first valve down.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can't translate that into guitar.
Well, so on piano, I read the sheet music now, and I'll read it slowly, but I'll get it and then memorize it and play it from there. But on guitar, I use the tabulature that they have, where it's just written out as like, here's the string, here's the note.
The numbers,
It's so much easier to read. I cannot do at all the same sheet music that I can sit at a piano and play. I have my guitar in my hand. I'm like, I don't even know one of these. I don't know what you want me to do here.
Yeah. Like, where the fuck is an F on a guitar? I don't know. Who cares?
I need numbers. Just throw numbers on.
So what chord? Show me where to put my fingers. So your parents recognized early on that you had a talent there. So were they always like very supportive in your pursuits in the arts, or was it more like, no, you're gonna get a real job?
No, they are insanely supportive, way too much. I'm actually in their house right now. Yeah, I mean, when my sister and I when I was 5 and my sister was 6, my dad had come home from work, and I guess he had another friend who had gotten their kids into acting, and so he asked us if we wanted to do that. And so from that point on, like, my mom's driving us to auditions and taking us to the sets. They encouraged me doing choir and theater in high school, and then I went to theater school that they supported me in, and then I worked in television for 10 years, and that was an actual job of like, it was television market research. So it was much more behind the scenes kind of thing, where I tested 2 shows that Danny Davis has been on, but I don't think he was, that's the closest I got. Blacklist and one of the other ones on there I saw on this IMDb. But I don't think we've worked together.
You can just reach out and say, hi, Danny. You don't know me.
Brogan, you can also do that
project. I know, but still.
I don't know if that's as easy with actors. With musicians, it's like if you want to meet the musician, they all have their price.
Yeah.
So you hire them for a gig. Mm-hmm. I had Weird Al's guitarist play at my wedding.
Oh, don't tell me. I've got the name. Oh, no.
Grammy Award winner.
Oh, shit. No, it's gone from my head.
So we know that's not your special subject.
No, it isn't. It's not.
Jim Kimo West.
That's it, yeah.
Also, Jim West is the name of the main character in Wild Wild West, the TV show, and the Will Smith movie.
Wickedy Wild Wild West, as it's also
Wild Wild
known.
West. Jim West.
Jim West, Taming the West. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is
so
all
that's
the
how you
lyrics
remember
are.
his name.
Yep, I will now. Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I'm sure Danny Davis has a price. You can just hire him, but like, I'm making a film.
Well, he has a cameo.
Well, yeah, there's that. But I'm saying you got to like you're gonna make the Hey Buddy Nice podcast the movie.
Yep.
That's the origin story of your show, and that's where you cast Danny Davis as
cowboy.
Who would Danny Davis play? Or
think
Danny Davis just played Danny Davis?
He can just play himself, considering the amount of times I've spoken about my love for him on this show.
In the movie, you're hiring him to play a part in the movie just so you can meet him.
Yes. Oh my god, this is
like
getting director's
Borat
cut level.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like did you see the documentary Palm Wonderful Presents the Greatest Movie Ever Sold? It was a Morgan Spurlock documentary, the same guy who did Super Size Me.
Yes, I have
Rings
seen
a bell,
it.
Yeah. And so the whole movie is about him selling ads for the movie for product placement and stuff, and trying to get the like main title sponsor. And so it's all about so that's kind of that meta. Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever I couldn't reach out to Danny Davis.
Okay.
Look at me. We're not even specifically talking about the fact that you've met him already. I'm a fucking mess.
Just mentioning the name. I have a photo that's like right in the other room, and I'm going to go grab it.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not Danny Davis. It's not Danny Davis.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to cut this out. We'll vamp.
Yes.
So, Brogan, how's the left arm going?
Less red than it was
Yeah,
a couple of minutes ago.
It was you were scratching it before. You had a bit of an itch.
It wasn't
I
my
think.
left arm, it was my right arm.
Well, it's my left. It's stage left. It's the same thing.
Stage left.
And thank God, JW Reynolds is back.
That is the worst vamping we've ever done, with either on purpose or accidentally.
And we've done some bad vamping.
So this one was just underneath the ones I was wanting to grab, so I'll show this anyway. This is the first time I met Weird Al.
Nice.
That was right before Coolio ran up because he was signing. we were in line, and someone was like, "Oh, Coolio's signing the other place," and they haven't talked to each other since the incident of Amish Paradise. Mm-hmm. And so then right before it's my turn to go in the signing, Coolio runs up, signs one of Al's photos, and then I snap some pictures with him, and he gets there, and then he goes away, and that's when we talk to him afterwards. So like, have you talked to him since then? He's like, no.
Wow.
Nice that worked out.
Yeah.
So this was. Does it say what year is this? This is 2005. Okay, so this was my old Penn and Teller
I
ticket
recognize
from
that
2005.
Hello,
And there's
beloved.
this is my young me and younger Penn.
Yeah, young Penn.
Classic Penn look.
Yep.
There's this was a better photo. There's a photo of me and this guy.
Oh,
I was going to say young Teller, but he's still not exactly young there.
So he sees me, and as before this picture, he drops to the floor because I'm wearing checkerboard shoes and he's wearing a checkered tie.
Yeah.
that is the most Teller thing I've ever.
We are
fucking heard.
matching.
And that's how he hurt his back.
Yeah. It wasn't really those cobblestones in Europe.
Nope. It was my shoes. My shoes did that.
Yeah.
Teller does not give a fuck about his back anymore. They were doing green screen when I was there with Mox. And knowing how Teller does it, I literally turned to Mox and went, is his back not fucked? And Mox went, oh yeah. This fucks him up.
Yeah.
Every time I see him
in his spine, it's fine.
Even like his little jumps and little leg kicks and stuff, like all that stuff, I'm just like, oh no, Teller.
Yeah.
I was watching the latest episode of Fool Us, and this is episode 19. I'm thinking, my gosh, there's like 20-something episodes in this season. He looks tired just walking out during the intros that many times.
Yeah.
I still have. I need to redeem it. I think it's good till June. I did the blood drive that they do.
AFAN.
They just started it again.
No, the 50. Well, I forget what they call it. AFAN. I always confuse AFAN and Bloody Days of Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they give you the voucher for Penn and Teller tickets. So I still got voucher for. I get to see free Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you know the story of that, Brogan, where for them because you
tried to become phlebotomists?
No, I know because you're not allowed to pay someone at the time. Where in fact you're not allowed to pay people money for blood. Yeah. So they had to say that tickets to their show were worthless. Not priceless.
I forgot about
worthless.
that.
Worthless.
Yes.
Forgot that.
Yeah.
I just remember talk about Taylor and how fragile he is. It's just in the Hammersmith Apollo, the stairs in there are so steep.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. And the amount of times that Taylor would go down the stairs and Mox would just be like, please don't shatter.
Yeah.
Taylor, please don't. He's just a frail old man made of glass and ceramic. Please don't.
Yep. And a bit of wire inside.
I don't even think it's not even wire, it's just like the most frayed string you can imagine.
Oh goodness.
He's just a baby man and he must be protected at all costs.
I don't even want to know how he's held together anymore. I just want to appreciate the magic for what it is, you know.
He's held up by magic.
Spite.
Yeah, okay, spite. Yeah, all right. Spite. As we wrap up, I want to say, is there anything else that you want to talk about? I mean, we've got Scoop Fest coming up. I believe we're all going to be there. There's events going on. Have you got anything else going on you would like to talk about?
I gotta see if I don't know. I don't know if there's. I have too many things going on. The main thing is check out my album on all of the streaming thingies. Yep. JW Reynolds, all the stuff. I've got a podcast you can check out. It's called because of my Scoop Jesus moniker, and I've been called Jesus other places too, just because of aesthetics and
Your holiness. Yeah.
So it's called Jesus's Train of Thoughts. Or Train of Thought. And I record video with them as well as the audio of it, so you can get either version of it. But it is it's just me by myself and whatever is on my mind. So I record them just when something pops into my mind, and some philosophical things or just art things. And I was going to edit the first episode, and I didn't want to have to edit it down because it's so much. just so much to do. I wanted to get something that was quicker to turn out. So instead, I put a music bed behind it that I created myself. So it's this ambient soundtrack that goes along with each episode. So for each episode, I have to create an ambient soundtrack for it. And
so it's different soundtrack for each episode.
Different soundtrack for each episode. Nice. And then when I get done with the first 10, I'm going to put that out as an album as well. Cool. But they're good. Like each track's like, an hour long or 2 hours long, depending on the length of the podcast. So it's just like kind of chill meditation music, that kind of stuff. So it's music and podcast.
It's music for your mindfulness time. Yeah. But like, I assume you're doing the music track after you've recorded the VO.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That way you can
so
sort of match it to
what's going. Yeah. So all of that's at jwreynolds.com.
Cool.
That's where every single one of my links is on there, and awesome. I'll keep updating that with other things.
Yep. Yeah. Now, I last time we were talking about Scoop Fest, I know you didn't have your tickets yet. Are you going to be at Scoop Fest?
I will be at Scoop Fest.
Okay.
I definitely will be.
Yep.
I will get a ticket.
Yeah.
I have that in plans.
Yep.
Yes.
Because only reason I know that is because, as mentioned, I was struggling to get 3 days of accommodation in Vegas because of booked out. And there was a very kind offer, which if I hadn't been too fast to act on booking something else, would have worked out perfectly. So I just want to say thank you in person for that as well, for that offer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always like to have it available.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah. No, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll just cut that little tiny bit out because I don't want to talk about it.
This is like the second or third time he's done this today, and I'm like, you've started, now you must finish.
All right, fine. I'm not going to finish, but I'm not going to cut it out. But we're just going to leave it there, Brogan, and just to torment you forever.
That defeats the purpose.
Forever.
Wayne forgets that in 2 weeks,
shit.
we will be seeing each other in person. And I am not a forgive and forget kind of person. I am a resent and remember.
Yeah. You're not a forgive and forget. You're not a forgive or forget. You're just a...
No.
It's... Yeah. But wait, look, I'm not... I don't...
Just...
I'm used to people...
a person's not allowed to crack their knuckles?
No. I'm used to having a friend group where people are angry at me and are willing to punch me. So this is not new to me, Hastings.
You're the kind of person that drops something in the group chat and it just comes up, several people are typing.
Well, I'm not in group chats, for starters.
Well, there's that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the vibe you bring to the function.
But yeah, no, that's that. I mean... Oh, we'll talk about that another episode. It's our art talk stuff. But that's something I won't leave you hanging on. We will talk about that later. But this episode has come to its conclusion. So thank you very much. JWReynolds.com is where you can find your work. You said I got that right. Yes. I heard correctly. Great, excellent. Yes. And it's Yatamoto Hawaii. Yatamoto Hawaii. I can't say it with an accent. Blue Cat.
Yeah, no one can say it. There you go.
Yeah. And it was Folk You. Folk You, the new album from JW Reynolds, available everywhere where you find fine music and some mediocre music. I'm not saying yours is mediocre. You can just find other mediocre music on there as well.
I strive to be mediocre.
Mediocre.
Don't we all?
Mediocre is a baseline. I was about to say mediocre at best, but no, mediocre as the baseline. Yeah, which you can do because you can play bass. So there you go. But you can reach out to us. You can reach out to JW Reynolds. You can reach out to us at NicePodBud on all social media. I forget your social media handle because sometimes I try to find you and it just doesn't show up. Is it just JW Reynolds?
Yeah.
Okay.
JW Reynolds. Well, I'm mostly just on Instagram and TikTok. I deleted my Twitter X profile after a little too many Nazi stuff on there.
Yeah, a round of applause for that.
Just a little too much. And I'm also JW Reynolds on Facebook, which it's super private and you can't find me unless you're in Scoop Group. And then if you're in Scoop Group, you can find me. And
there
I'm
you
JW
go.
Reynolds.
That makes sense. So, yep, reach out to us. I mean, I'm sure people have questions for you, so they should reach out, and because there was a lot of information there that I had no idea about, and it's great learning stuff. Anyway, I'm just gonna say thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.
And now here's the song Zombies by JW Reynolds off his new album Folk You, available everywhere you find music.
Our love will survive. We'll be together every day till zombies eat our flesh. Oh, capoeira que ola. Oh, capoeira que ola. With you by my side, our love will survive. We'll be together every day till zombies eat our flesh.